going to be sick almost like every day from here on out through the winter because it just happens. And once people come in, if you come to school when you're sick, then you get somebody else sick. So your homework today, 130, 138, but that's not really true. So that's what you need to put in your plan book. But I would also write, sorry, I always tell you guys to write what's in the box. And then I did not expand the box today. I would also write what I don't get done. So it's up to you how much homework you actually have. Tomorrow, we are going to be taking questions and reviewing all of this stuff and potentially playing a game. So depending on how we do today, if we're like totally off task and we're not getting problems done and I know we have to do them tomorrow, then we're going to have to work on this problem tomorrow. But if you guys are just rolling and doing your work, that's great. So how well you work today is going to determine if tomorrow is more of a work day or if it's a review game. And I reserve the right to tell people that they can't handle a game and they need to go do something else while we play a game in here. Now, I don't think that's going to need to happen, right? You guys are awesome. When we get down to business and work, you're fantastic. So we have lost about 10 minutes of class to forum running a little bit long. Probably like 7 or 8 because we always start a little bit late in here. But here's what's up. The next good 20 minutes, probably even a little bit longer than that, so until like past 9:30, is just your time at your group to work. If you can't figure out how to solve a problem, ask your group and have a conversation with them. If nobody at your group can figure it out, skip it for the time being, and we will take it as a group question here at like 9:30, 9:35. So I don't want to help you until like 9:30 because you guys chose your groups. It should be people that you're able to work with well, or at least people that you're comfortable with to be able to say, I don't know how to do this. Do you know how to do this? No, I don't know how to do this. Crap, maybe we should have learned it. So remember, you can look back at the math notes boxes, and at the bottom, if you flip a couple pages beyond where the Chapter 2 closure starts, down here, remember, you have the answer key, and it tells you where to get help or more practice. So if you need help, it came from lessons 211 and 212 in the math notes box in 211 and 212. MN means math notes box. So yeah, I'll open up a cart in the hallway so you guys can grab Chromebooks if you want, but I would say 1 Chromebook per pair. So everyone doesn't need one. I would really say like 1 per group because you guys should be working together. Back table you guys might need 2 just because I'll spread out your. Are there any questions on what we're doing? The closure section informs if you are ready for the test, and I write my tests based off what we've practiced in the homework, not just what we've learned in the chapter, but what has been practiced in the homework. Cool? All right, dive in, guys. So I'll have this up here, but if you move on beyond me, you kind of just got to have a book or something. Like if I forget, please stop me, make me go back. If anybody needs help on last night's homework, so you guys can keep moving on in your closure, but if you need help on anything from last night's homework, I'm going to take those questions up here. So hang on. So first off, what were your issues on? Sorry, I'm behind you. Sorry, that's why you're not aware. What problem is Madison?
Madison, okay.
Yeah, you're not Madison. Oh, my screen's frozen. How do you do that? All right, on 129, if multiplying by 1/4 makes a positive number smaller, then what does dividing by 1/4? So this is just making you like predict things. You don't really have to be worried about your right versus wrong answer here. But like, if you say you have like 8, this is saying if you take 8 times 1/4, we get smaller. So what do you think would happen if we did 8 divided by 1/4? Well, if that one got smaller, my prediction is probably it gets bigger. So actually what that ends up doing is multiplying by the reciprocal. We can flip that fraction. So then B, if multiplying by 1 doesn't change anything, what is 2 over 2? It's 1, right? So that doesn't change anything. And then if you find 80% of a number, Do you expect the answer to be greater or less than the number? Well, if I tell you you get 80% of the pizza, you get the whole thing. You get more or less than the whole thing? Less. There you go. So if I tell you you get 120% of a pizza, you get more than an entire thing. So you would have more than normal. Aiden, what were your issues, bud?
Hold on, let me go back. Sorry, Natalie, do you have a problem? No, it's you laugh at everything. I know. It's not funny.
Aiden.
I'm trying to figure out what.
No, you're not. You're trying to talk with Natalie.
No.
He's trying to conversate.
Where did I said finish over my homework.
So did you need help or did you need time to finish it?
I need
128. So I just did 129 with Madison. So 128.
No, it was 129. It was 129.
So I just did that with Madison. You should have been engaged with us. Even though I wasn't directly answering your question, I said if you had issues on homework, pay attention. So it's all predictions. Right, so A is asking if you know what multiplying by a fourth does, predict what that division would do. So, Aiden, if we talk about 8 times a fourth, that's a weird word. That becomes 2, right? A fourth of 8. But if we did 8 divided by a fourth, what do you predict would happen? And I'm not worried about right or wrong, it's just a prediction. Multiplying by the fraction made it smaller. What do you think dividing by the fraction would do? It's not division by 4 though. It's division by a fourth. So that means 8 divides. So imagine your group, right? You're 1/4 of your group. This means you, as 1/4 of the group, get 8. How much does the group get? More or less than 8? You get 8. He gets 8. She gets 8. She gets 8. More. That actually makes it bigger. Crazy enough, the answer to this is actually 32. So it was just asking you to make a prediction. You could try it in a calculator, right? It doesn't say no calculator.
I cannot make straight lines.
Aiden, if we look at B, 2 over 2, it's asking us what happens if you multiply by 2 over 2. What is 2 over 2? 1. What happens when we multiply by 1? Nothing. Right? It doesn't impact anything. And C should be kind of self-explanatory, right? Like 80% of something. You expect to have more or less than the whole. And then same with 120%. Any other questions from last night's homework that were not 129? Because we just did it twice. Any other questions from last night's homework?
No. 229. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm on
127. If you had issues on 127, give me your attention, otherwise keep rolling. Was there a specific part of it? Which one? C and D? So, funny enough, this fraction works easier than what we've been doing. It doesn't seem like it, but it is. So if we look at C, first thing I ask myself whenever I'm rolling negatives and positives, will my answer be negative or positive? Here I have one negative, so it's going to become negative. And those rules are over on the wall there if you need. So then I put my fraction bar, right? So that's my negative. And really, it's a little nicer if we put the negative different than the fraction bar. And then we just go straight through top, straight through bottom. So what's 5 times 4? 20. 6 times 7? That's our fraction. Then we could reduce it. We could divide them both by 2 and get negative 10 over 21. And I think that's as far as we could reduce. And then D, same thing, but make 1 1/3 improper. So D becomes, what's 1 1/3? What's 1 1/3 as an improper? So we multiply by the 1 by the 3 and add it to the top. So it's 4 thirds, right? Again, 1 negative. Answer is going to be negative. 4 times 4, 16. 5 times 3, 15. You could leave it there, or reduce it back out to mixed. Sorry, negative 1 and 1/15. Sky, homework question or what? Closure?
Yeah, but it was just making sure we have to use all.
You don't have to use all 3. Those are the only numbers you can use them multiple times. But those are the numbers you Any other homework from last night? Questions, issues, concerns?
You could do this for me. I did this for me. 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5.
Hey, I had the question in 131. You do not have to use all 3 numbers, but those are the only numbers you can use. You don't have to use all 3, but those are the only ones you can use. You had disappeared yesterday at extensions, I think, when I tried to look for you so we could send you were in for extensions, I couldn't find you. So, yeah, you don't really have a grade right now. That is not what you should be spending your time on. You just need to meet. You don't really have to. You should just be spending your time on homework because then you don't have homework.
History minus -8. Well, I mean, 8 plus negative. Yeah. Oh my gosh, 5 at 8. I did my 8 plus 8 plus negative. Oh my god! 3 8s. 8 is equal. And then no, 8 plus 8. No, 3 8s.
I know you have an answer key, but if you want a verification for 130, there you go.
Well, like, we could have done
Plus 8 minus 8.
that was
Plus 8 plus negative 8. That was weird.
How did you justify it? How did you react? Did you talk about how you read it properly? And how when you read it properly, you don't say 3. How can you say 240? Not and. 204, one decimal place does it end on. Thousand. So when you name it appropriately, 204 thousandths, that's the fraction. That's it. You know it. Any issues back here? Any issues over here? Please look at your paper right now and make sure your name is on it. My no-name board is very soon going to not be big enough. So if you think there's an error in math or like something weird, I currently have 6 different papers on my no-name board. One of those could be yours. Gotta be observant, Kevin. Now, this year I will grab you a slippery bus. I'll be right back. Jamie needs to speak.
Alright, now we're on to,
Okay. Stop. Okay. Oh my What do you do, Taylor? Where did you start?
I think he started out because it just says no.
Okay, John, I won't do it.
It would be just
Morning, Abby Finley, please come to the office. Abby Finley, please come to the office.
I thought this was 5, it's on 6.
Oh yeah, I can
No! Oh my gosh, no! Stop it!
Any issues? I saw Nathan right away. Did you guys scare him? Hey guys, part of you sitting as groups is working as groups. So please don't just be doing your own thing and leave somebody like way behind. If somebody like is currently behind, like ask them to catch up with you, or if they need help to catch up. Are there any big questions, issues, whatever, as of right now? Anything that we like our group can't figure out? Hey. One what? 37? Which some of us probably aren't there yet. So we talked about these skills yesterday. It's still kind of tough to remember it. And like there's a lot of things missing. So the first thing we ask ourselves in this process. You remember, Aiden, why I just drew that little bracket? Take a guess. What's the first thing we care about?
All equals to 16.
That whole thing totals to 16. That whole gap. Or down here, 50. Then, why did I do that? Not quite. Because, so why would you hop that you can't answer the question either? Not polite. We divide by how many gaps. And coincidentally here, that does make 4. So then we know each region is 4. There we go. I will let you do B on your own. It is the same skill set. Take the full distance, divide by the number of gaps. That gets you what each gap is worth.
Oh my god, that is
Cecil started So if I go forward, everything backwards 5, and forward 7, forward 6, backwards 7, forward 5, backwards 8. I merge all your forwards, merge all your backwards. Figure out what back where you started, you want to equal 0. Right? It doesn't matter how much you did to get there, you equal 0 at the end. Or not 0 when you grew up on a different Winnie the Pooh than you guys.
I love Winnie the Pooh.
Our Winnie the Pooh was like simple. Christopher Robin is like not a real boy.
I watched the old one.
She has a Winnie the Pooh shirt on. I said my Winnie the Pooh is different than the Winnie you grew up with. They started like incorporating Christopher Robin's character. I'm sentimental. Same thing with Tom Hanks.
Oh my goodness. Well,
Yeah, I kind of. I could see that. All right, question on 132. If you need any help on 132.
stop!
Ooh, yeah, you're not my foundations. You're not used to it. Let's try again. Yeah, I do cool rhythms because just 3 claps is lame. Please don't. That's not 7th grade appropriate behavior. So we have the question of 132. Where is point A? Well, if point A is where we start and they want to return to where you start, essentially point A is 0, right? I want to get back where I originated. Point A is 0. So if you're fine on this, keep doing your work, but try to keep it kind of quiet so your friends who need help on 132 can get that help. So the first thing we notice, I have forward moves and backwards moves, positives and negatives. If I was solving this, I would group my positives together. Now there is another way to solve this very easily. Every backwards move here actually cancels out a forward move, right? So my forwards 8 actually gets canceled out by this backwards 8. My forward 7 gets canceled out by this backwards 7. And then my I don't have a forward. Oh, I do have a forwards 6, but is there a backwards 6? No. There is a backwards 5. So if I just pair up forward, backward matching moves, the only thing I'm missing is a move to counteract my forward 6. So I need a backward 6, a negative 6. Now, if I was actually solving this like back in the day when I was your age, I'd probably just add all the positives together, add all the negatives together, and I get 15, 20, yes, that's what people say, it's an expression. 26 plus negative 20 is, I believe, what this comes out to be. So we're missing a negative 6 amount.
You are not
Here's
in this lesson.
I get it.
Stay back in the day.
But I'm more than double your age. The world has changed a lot since then. How we teach math has changed since then. So we had different strategies back when I was a kid versus what we teach here. So I know it's hard to fathom, but when I was in your desk, in your seat was 17 years ago. Right? So that's kind of a long time. I'm not old. I don't think I'm old, but like, that was a while
You're not
ago.
old for your age.
Actually, I think I was 11. I'm not sure. I was young for my grade. I only turned 18 a month before I graduated. No, I didn't see that. My birthday falls here. It's in April. So April birthdays are third. So like when we started school, and my parents like wanted to me, so they started school like earlier. I mean that's my joke. They started me earlier as opposed to waiting a year and when they got older for my grade. Yeah. So and then like I went to preschool. So like before kindergarten, preschool, then kindergarten, then first grade. Like, yeah. All right, we have about 5 minutes. I need your attention back up here. Por favor. Thank you very much. All right. Are there any big issues? We've already kind of talked about 130 and 131 and 132. Any big issues on 133? You're just doing the multiplication. 134 might be kind of a challenge. We are going to continue to have questions like this on your test. A lot of us, and the people who aren't watching me right now, a lot of us had issues on this on the Chapter 1 test. Who can tell me in a nutshell how we solve a problem like this little pie thing? Eva. Yeah, we get common denominators by multiplying the top and bottom. Yeah, I know. But my fan was loud too. I couldn't hear either very well. Yeah, then we add the numerators after we've changed them, right? So we'll have different numerators. And then we figure out how much is left. So think of it like a pizza or whatever. Anybody need to see 134? Yes? Or are you asking about something else? Well, I'm going to just go down through the list.
I know, but I have one tiny question.
On what?
It hasn't been in school. It popped in my head. Discovery Days are next week, aren't they?
No, they're 18. Well, so here. So we're here, right? Discovery Days are 17 and 18, and we're off the 19th. Your Discovery Day form, since we're talking about it, is due Friday. Back to your advisor, your blue Discovery Day form with parent signature. Like, you should have all this stuff written down. Excuse me, is due back by Friday, and the back should be completely filled in. All 5 ideas, your back details, all completely filled in. Math. 135. Multiply 2/3 by 1/2. We might use the rectangle method, which we said was good, but we don't always have to do it. How else can I multiply 2/3 by 1/2?
Times 3 times 2, which equals 6, and then do 2 times 1, which equals 2, so it would be 2, 6.
Yeah, straight through the top, straight through the bottom. We don't have to change any denominators or anything. Just straight through top, straight through bottom. When we talk probability, we are going to do probability all year long. It's big. It's important. First off, for your life and for you understanding things. Secondly, just on the state test, there's a decent amount of probability on the 7th grade test. Because it's like, yeah, I mean, sorry. I was going to give more explanation, but for the sake of time, if you want to know why certain things end up on the test, eat lunch with me or something. Biggest thing you want to remember about probability, if you didn't write it like this, which means you might want to look up here, if you didn't write it like this, you should make a note. Probability, and I'm going to be looking for things written like this now. We write P parentheses. You with me, Sophia? Because it doesn't seem like it. That's fine, but are you done with this assignment? Like every problem? So put that away. You should be continuing to work on your problem. If you're great on this problem, awesome. But you could be doing something else so you don't have homework tonight. Right? Instead of coloring your putty, it's like, I've been watching everything you've been doing. I'm very aware. Probability of the event we're looking for, right? Whether it's yellow or green or purple or 7 or whatever event we're looking for, then equals how many of what we want over how many of our total. I had a few people goofing that up on chapter 1. I'm pretty confident we'll be mastered like on probability here pretty soon, and then I'm going to ratchet up the probability like difficulty, and we'll look at situations where multiple things happen together. We talked briefly about 137, thanks to Aiden asking about that one. Which, just to verify, what's the total here in 136? What should be on the bottom? We have 8, 7, 9, and 12. Yeah, this is 15 plus 12 is 27, 36. So my bottom should be 36. Probability, do I need to put that into a percentage? No. Right? Probability can stay a fraction. Probability can stay as a fraction. You can reduce it if you want, but it can stay as a fraction.
Do you have to reduce on the test?
Not yet. I will later in the year. So, Aiden, here's your opportunity to, like, if you get the original fraction, so let's say, I'll just give you one of these. Say we're talking about the probability of yellow. That would be 9 out of 36, right? So you say probability of yellow. Now, that gets you the question right? You have 9 out of 36. And then if you try reducing, that's like a safe risk to take right now. So the correct reduced form of this is 1/4. But let's say you goof that up and you forget like the multiples or something like that, or you don't reduce all the way. Say you divide by 3 and you end up at 3/12. That's still fine. Like I'm not like these are both right, but let's say you accidentally do like 4/12 or something like that. I would circle that and put a note like check reducing. But if you have this, the original fraction, you're good. Like that gets you the right answer right now. We will continue to work on your reducing fraction skills. That is all the time that we have for today. So let me double check. Hold up. Let me double check that we're still switching on time. If you have a Chromebook, go ahead and get rid of that.
Are you guys ready? Let's play
I know.
You get 2 more minutes. I didn't say pack up. You get 2 more minutes. Pettigrew needs 2 more minutes. You can do another problem in that time, and I'm going to keep rolling. So, ooh, fake out, right? No third clap. Sorry, that should at this point like activate your brain and be like, wait, where's the third clap? Remember, you don't need to do 139. This comes, no, it says 138, and up there it said 138, and it still does. This, we don't need to do right now because we're a mastery-based school, and I trust that you're going to be honest with me. If you are struggling with a problem that you have on the closure, it is your responsibility to come to me during the time that we've built into the day for you to get help. So AO or extensions, guys, we're not going to start our test until Friday. But then I'm going to have a sub on Monday because I have some work being done at my house that I need to be home for. So if you have questions, ask me, talk to me, whatever, this week. Like today, tomorrow, Friday, we're taking our test. We're starting it. You will have Monday to finish the test, and then you'll have another activity for, like, if you get done with the test, you can work on stuff into the future. But it is your responsibility to come and talk with me if you are struggling with something. Okay? Everyone cool? Please make sure if you got it out, you put it away, and if you brought it in here, you take it out of here. We are having issues with people just leaving things all over the place. Even calculators. You don't know if we're using those next period or not. You got it out. Put it away. Okay? Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. I think we'll probably play a review game tomorrow, so try to get this wrapped up. There will not be new homework tomorrow. So, yeah, this is like carrying whatever. On Friday, with the test. Yeah. You can assume if we get to the test, I collect homework at the test. Yeah, it's okay. That's going to happen with textbooks. Like, we might hit that with an eraser at some point. But 138.
Yeah, for no use.
Yep. Yep, it's a little tough. What's up?
I didn't do it too long.
Oh, I know the B.
When we collected it, so you have a check minus for the most recent one because you're missing 221. Your other ones you turned in, but 221 was missing. And then the one before that, without pulling up math. No, that should be fine. Let me pause this and check your math.